Watch out, Robert. There's silver flying balls that could hit you in the face.
I'm not afraid. I've been hit in the face by balls before. A lot.
Hi, I'm Val.
And I am Robert. Today's movie, we are talking about Phantasm from 1979. What's it about?
A teenage boy and his friends face off with a mysterious grave robber, also known as the Tall Man.
And I asked my hairdresser, Paco / pool boy, to do my hair like the tall man, played by Angus Scrim. What do you think? How do you do? Decent match?
Yes, I'd say so.
He's scary.
Do you have the balls to be the Tall Man?
Oh, you mean... She means the balls, the silver flying balls from the movie.
That's right.
Yes, Val, my balls are silver. There's a song.
Wait, is that because of your age or...
Silver balls.
Silver balls.
Silver balls.
Silver balls.
It's cemetery time in the graveyard. I think that's a copyright violation, but whatever. Funny you should mention balls. One of the features of this film that a lot of people remember is the flying silver ball scene, which is, I don't know, it's sort of a guardian device in the mausoleum where a silver ball, like made out of chrome, it was flying around and attacks people. And there's, I think there's 5 Phantasm movies, this being the first. And those silver balls, I think, are more prominently featured in some of the other later movies. But in this one, they just had the idea for, we'll put this one scene in, and everybody liked it so much during filming. They said, let's do another scene with the silver ball towards the end of the film. And it's iconic, right? What do you think of when you think of this movie?
I think of the Tall Man. He's the first. When I hear the word Phantasm, I think of the Tall Man and I think of the silver balls.
Me too.
And when you're talking about nightmares, there's always that one person that you see in your nightmares, and it's the Tall Man. It's the Tall Man.
Not in my nightmares. It's Harvey Weinstein in my nightmares. Ironically, he also has silver balls. Let's not get distracted. I do want to say that this film is hard to categorize. I mean, it's a horror film, right? Because people die and other weird, scary stuff happens. But it's got, I would say, a touch of sci-fi in it. But it's hidden in all the horror. It's not like a horror sci-fi. It was confusing to me in '79, but I loved it. It's got a lot of sort of classic childhood fears built into the script. And I don't mean like the monster under the bed. I mean just like when you're a kid, graveyards are scary. Tombstones are scary. Funeral homes are scary.
Tall, strange-looking dudes are scary.
Tall, strange-looking dudes that are apparently incredibly strong. The tall man, everybody's going to a funeral, and they're all headed towards the gravesite, and he's by himself, he's got to load the coffin in, and he picks a fully loaded coffin up and puts it in the back of the hearse and closes the door, and it was very well done. But it might be considered a goof in the movie. So that obviously Angus Scrim, he's a big strapping fellow, but he's not that strong to lift the 600-pound coffin or whatever. That coffin was made, that was a prop coffin, it was made out of balsa wood, maybe a little paper mache and stuff in there, and there certainly wasn't a real body in it. So it was very light to lift up, but it also, they shot that 3 takes, and they broke it. He broke it on the first take, and they because it's balsa wood, it's very, very lightweight wood, and it broke. And you can actually see the take they used, clearly was not the first take, has a little break in the lid of the coffin that you can see if you're looking for it. And
Easter egg.
yeah, and then also they tied ropes as handles onto the back of the coffin, and Angus turned a little bit too much to the camera so you could see these ropes only on one side. But when he puts the coffin in, the car bounces up and down. It was pretty good, pretty good. Practical effect from 1979. There's some other goofs, but they're not really all that noticeable. But let's talk about who else is in the cast. Oh, that's right. There's only one other name in the cast that anybody would recognize, and that is Reggie Bannister, who plays Reggie in this film. And I think there's four main characters.
Reggie, Mike, Jody, and the tall man.
Mike's the kid, the younger brother. Jody's the older brother. Reggie's their friend who drives the ice cream truck. And then the tall man runs the funeral parlor. I believe all 4 are in all 5 of the Phantasm movies. And even I, uber fan of horror, have not seen, I think I saw 1, 2, and 3. I didn't see the 4th or the 5th one. So I don't know what happens. What happens? What happens to the silver balls? I don't know. I'm going to have to check it out. But Reggie Bannister had some success outside of the franchise. But the other guys, not so much. And Angus Scrimm is an older gentleman. He's been around. He used to do stage work and stuff. He's got some credits under the belt, and Reggie does. But the other 2 brothers have like 10 credits each. Half of them are Phantasm credits, and the other 5 are nobody watched, I guess. Mike, the kid, who's, I don't know, how old would you say the actor is in this?
13.
I was going to say 14. He's, a young teenager. And his older brother, who's kind of hot in a late 70s kind of way, with his do. I thought he was not a great actor. What did you think?
Maybe he could use a little,
little coaching?
Yeah, a little coaching. But couldn't we all?
But it's a weird film because there's little dressed in black dwarves running around that make evil noises like talk, and they look just like Jawas from Star Wars. But and the movies came out close to each other, but the creature design for these dwarves in this film actually was completed before Star Wars came out. So they claim it's a coincidence. I don't know if I believe that, but and the tall man, he's got yellow blood and he can regenerate pieces that accidentally get cut off, and what else?
It's just his demeanor of being tall man, just the way he walks like this is
very
tall.
Stoic and purposeful.
No emotion in the face. He's like, I'm gonna come get you. And I also like the little nuances, like his pants. He is the tall man. I just spit everywhere. He is the tall man, but they kept his pants kind of like short to give him that tall effect.
He's got flood pants on.
Make him look tall and ominous and scary. Basically like a nightmare.
So there's 3 scenes that the tall man is in that I love. He's in a lot of scenes. The first one is really the first. It's not the first scare of the movie, but it's like a good jump scare. The older brother, Jody, is at like his friend's funeral. He's wandering around inside the mausoleum area, and he's just he's leaning up, and then the tall man comes out of nowhere, says, scares the crap out of him. The service is about to begin, sir. And people actually jumped in the movie theater when that happened, and it's just a throwaway jump scare. The other one was I've already talked about is when he lifts up the coffin. But the one that persists in my head, it lives in my head rent free, is when he's walking on the street and Reggie's got the ice cream
Yes.
truck. And Reggie opens to get some ice cream out, and he leaves the freezer door open, and you can see the cold mist from the ice cream truck come out. And the tall man's right there. And what does he do? He's like feeling the coldness for like 30 seconds. And you can't tell whether he's in ecstasy or in agony. And he puts his hands down and he just keeps walking. Weird crap like that.
What I like is when he's walking down the street, right? And Reggie is standing right there and he's just like that shit's creepy to me. Like, I like that part.
Angus Grimm, great actor, great in this part. Unfortunately, no longer with us. There's gender and body changes. There's a friggin' space gate in this movie, hence the sci-fi part. That was actually an homage to the director. Don Coscarelli is the director. He directed all of the Phantasm films. And he put that space gate in the first movie because it's his favorite film. And when he grew up, he went to see 2001: Space Odyssey, and that was the film that made him want to become a filmmaker. So I got to put something spacey in as an homage to my favorite film. So he put in this weird space gate subplot, and okay, so now they're not maybe supernatural. The little evil dwarves and the tall man, maybe they're aliens, maybe they're supernatural. It's like there's so much going on. And people love it. It's a cult classic. I love it. I thought it's a great, great movie. Let's do some lines from the movie.
You play a good game, boy, but now the game is finished. Now you die.
No warning shots. Warning shots are bullshit. You shoot to kill, or you don't shoot at all. That was probably the best acting that Jodie did in this film, by the way.
There's this door down here, and I bet there's something behind it.
That's the thing about doors. There's usually something behind them. And my favorite line from the tall man himself. Boy! I say that a lot on vacation in Mexico.
Why?
Because it's fun. It has nothing to do with boys.
Okay.
Let's give a pumpkin rating to this film.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. You want 4? 4. I go full 5. This cult classic from 1979. You know, it might be a jumbly mess, but it's damn good.
It's a classic, even down to like the music that they have in between the scenes. It's just like that 70s cult classic goodness. Makes you feel a type of way.
Boy!